All right, guys. Hey, this is Andy Demetrio, the admin for the Bright Center of the Universe Facebook group, which is a Star Wars fan group. Started it back in 2015. The minute I got home from the Force Awakens, I just had to talk to people about what I'd just seen, and wanted to have a zone that people could get in where they could talk about spoilers, but not necessarily give things away. So the only people that were allowed in the group were people who had seen the movie. So, yeah, I got my friend Dustin on here. Hello there. I hope everyone knows what the significance of hello there is. You can only see his eyes though. But anyway, so we wanted to do something to. Oh, by the way, Dustin, may the fourth be with you.
Well, may the fourth be with you,
and also with you for the Catholics out there. But yeah, so. We kind of wanted to do something to kind of mark the day a little bit. I meant to look up, and I don't know if you know this, Dustin, how long has May the 4th been Star Wars Day?
I don't know. I think I don't remember hearing about it until around 2005 or 2006.
Yeah, and yeah, it just seems like it came out of nowhere, right?
Right. It's just one of those things that just kind of appeared one day. Everyone was talking about.
And I'm sure
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This year says the first time was 2011.
Okay, so about 10 years. So this would be the 11th year, I guess, right? 10 year.
Wow,
yeah.
10th year.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's so. Well, if 2011. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You're
all right.
Really bad at math.
No, well, it's like one of those things. The first year is year 0. But you count that as the first year. So I was anyway getting twisted around like that. But anyway, so we thought we'd kind of talk about Star Wars a little bit. If you have any comments that you'd like to make, please type them in. If you're in the group watching this, then there's some instructions that were along with the link that you have to do so that your name will pop up. Otherwise, I'll see it and it'll look like it's an anonymous comment, but you can still do that. We're going to do what we're going to call a little meet and greet, which is, just to kind of talk about Star Wars as far as it's impacted our lives, I guess. And then we're going to do a little bit of trivia in a bit, talk about some official announcements that have been made by Lucasfilm and Disney, and then go into maybe do a group watch or something, a Bad Batch or something on Twitch. I don't know if Dustin has anything set on that, but I have to admit, Dustin, I did go ahead and watch Bad Batch earlier today. And I can't hear you.
That's right.
Okay. I did, but I would love to watch it again. It was awesome, and I would love to watch it again. So I'll be joining for a bit on that. So Dustin, when was your first Star Wars experience? What was that? What's your earliest memory of it? First of all, I don't know how old you are.
45.
45. Okay. And what's your first memory of Star Wars?
I don't know. I think it was the movie trailer, and it's for A New Hope, and it's where Luke is swinging over the chasm. Or is it the word chasm?
Chasm.
The word's chasm. And I thought that it was Han Solo, and I thought Han Solo was so cool.
I just had Nicole said boo, because apparently I watched it. Couldn't help it. I couldn't help myself, Nicole. Anyway, go ahead. So it was when Luke swung across the chasm with Leia.
Yeah, but I thought that was Han Solo swinging with Leia. I didn't think it was Luke and Han Solo. I thought it was Han Solo and Leia swinging across the chasm.
Gotcha.
But I guess it's not. So, it wasn't. And then I remember being late to Empire Strikes Back because my mom's late for everything. Toys as a kid, of course. The big folding C-3PO that held all the figures. I'm sure you remember that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that came out right after the Darth Vader. There was a Darth Vader action figure case that came out before that.
And as I understand, you have a great Darth Vader story. Is that right?
Yeah, I do. So yeah, my when I turned, I can't remember if it was when I turned 6 or 7. I saw it in the theater in 77, but I don't remember the timeline as far as when these toys came out. But I had the, man, that's rude. I'm sorry. I had the original TIE Fighter, you know, the one with the straight panels on the side. But, you know, Darth Vader had the one that was kind of like a hexagon. And I really wanted that one. And my grandmother called, and this is when everything was done on the phone. There was no email, nothing. So we had to just talk on the phone. Granted, I'm a 6 or 7 year old kid and probably didn't have the best enunciation in the world. She asked me what I wanted for my birthday. And I was like, I want the Darth Vader TIE Fighter. So she said, okay.
Darth Vader TIE Fighter.
The Darth Vader TIE Fighter, because it looks different than the other TIE Fighters. He's the only one that has that one.
Right,
and,
it's got the hexagon, like you said. And
right, it's I don't even have it here, but it looks like this. I don't know if you can see that, but it's, you know.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. And so my birthday rolls around, and there was no gift from my grandparents, but it was a card, and inside the card it had $10. And of course, I was excited to get the $10. And she said, "Now, Andy, I want you to use that money." I looked and I looked and I looked, and I could not find a Darth Vader typewriter. And
that's the best joke ever.
It's not even a joke; it's a true story. I mean, it's like that's like one of those things you can't make up, you know. And but she's like, "I want you to use this for the Darth Vader TIE Fighter. See, this is the regular TIE Fighter.
Oh wow!
And then this is the First Order TIE Fighter. It's got the little Boba Fett thingy on it. I don't know, whatever it's for. But yeah, so my first memory of Star Wars, I remember my parents taking me to see it, standing up in the theater in the chair, you know, when the two starships are flying at the beginning, and you know, that was kind of cool. But then when all the laser guns started going off, all the blasters started going off, I stood up in my seat and started screaming, started crying. I wanted to go home. I'm sure it wrecked it for everybody else in the theater. My mom made me sit down. She said, "You need to be quiet. We spent a lot of money to come to this movie." Of course, movies back then were,
right,
you know, $2 or $3. But then after that happened, and after Darth Vader made his first entrance, I was glued, and I've been a Star Wars fan ever since. I don't even remember I know it came out May 25th, 77, but I don't remember, because there was like this initial run, I believe, and it was on limited theaters. And then later in the year, when it did so amazing, I think it came out. I don't know 100%, but I think I saw it after the May or June timeline, and then plus it was in theaters for a long time that year too. So yeah, if anyone else has a little Star Wars story they like to share, put them in the comments, and we'll get you up here. See, I can show everyone what you said. Here's where Nicole said boo. So yeah, Nicole still. I'm sorry.
Is Nicole going to join us?
I don't know. I asked her if she wanted to, and haven't heard back yet. Video
is optional, you know, and
I can have up to 10 people in here, but believe me, that gets really hectic when you have more than 3.
Well, you can't have everyone talking at once.
No, and that happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
So,
well, we have a bit of structure and everything, and we only have a few minutes more of our meet and greet.
Yeah,
I have a few people saying they might join us.
Okay.
But, not yet.
If they need the link, send them the one that I sent you in DM.
Okay.
So yeah, so we got the meet and greet going on. What did you want to do for that?
Well, I assumed there would be more people here.
Ah.
And we could say hello, I am, and I do, and we've been doing that for about 10 minutes. So then we would go on to the next.
So we need to get Nicole on here. She said sure. Let's get her here. Let me get her the link. That'd be fun.
And while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and read off some Reddit Star Wars stuff for the day. Let's see.
Do it. Why is
it's all just May the 4th stuff? Have you been on Star Wars Leaks? Have you been on there very much?
No, I have not. What have you learned from there?
I've watched it for a long time. Occasionally, like very small things will actually leak. Nothing's ever been really spoiled for me. Lately, there's just pictures from the set of ANDe, but they're not really that exciting. Let's see. Can I share?
Yeah, I'm excited about ANDe coming out. Do you know what the date is on that? I know
I do not. And that's what everyone was anticipating, was some dates today and stuff like that, but that has not happened yet.
Right.
There's Kenobi set pictures you can see on Star Wars Leaks.
I saw those. Those were leaked last week, I believe, right?
Yeah, and they come out slowly. It'll be 2 or 3 at a time and 10 at a time.
All right, Nicole is ready. I'm gonna bring her on. Long time no see, Nicole.
Hey.
How's it going?
Great.
Cool.
Right, hey. It's the meet and greet, so we have to meet you, and we have to start with a greeting.
Yeah, tell us about your Star Wars story. Do you still have the shirt on?
I do.
Han shot first. That's something that I'd like to talk about. That's phrase. Go ahead though.
Oh, my parents love Star Wars. I was born in '79, and so we just, I don't remember them in theaters, but we just always had the VHS in the house, and I watched them over and over and over again. But my dad also loved classical music and soundtracks, so we had we had the John Williams, soundtrack to that, plus everything else John Williams has ever written. And I've actually saw John Williams in concert doing the soundtrack live, so that was fun.
That's very exciting.
I was like maybe 11 or 12 when I saw that.
Yeah, didn't he say that he's retiring after The Rise of Skywalker? He's done with Star Wars composition.
Yeah, something like that, I believe.
Yeah. So your biggest memory is the VHS tapes, watching them on TV?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Now, did you see any of the original trilogy in the theater?
Not that I remember.
I remember the first time I saw The Empire Strikes Back, I ran to go get popcorn in the middle of the movie, and then came back, and everyone was, just still watching the movie and everything. And then my parents took me to go see the movie again about a week later. And the one scene that I missed was the scene where, the helmet's coming down on Darth Vader's head, and you see the back of it. And it's freaked me out so bad. I didn't watch the movie again until it came out on VHS. I had nightmares about that. I was a sensitive kid.
This says that John Williams is 89 years old, so I doubt he's interested in working much more.
Jeez. I didn't realize he was that old.
I knew it was old. I didn't know it was that old. It's pretty incredible.
So do you have any fun little Star Wars stories, Nicole? We can't hear you.
She muted herself. There we go.
Sorry, my cat was talking to me a lot. No, there's nothing I can think of right now that's entertaining.
You're just here to be here.
Yeah, I'm here for you to entertain me.
Do you have any cool Star Wars memorabilia besides the shirt?
I do. I have an R2-D2 droid that's about 2 feet tall that interacts with voice commands and can patrol the house and can do a dance party and
do both at the same time.
Yeah, and of course I've got the BB-8.
Right. He was probably my favorite droid of the new. Do what?
He's a Sphero.
Oh, so you can control him, and he rolls around on the floor?
Around the house, yeah.
Do you have to use your phone for that?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. He, oh gosh. Who was the guy, the Saturday Night Live guy that helped voice BB-8? Bill Hader?
Yeah.
I believe. help voice, or at least help give BB-8 the beeps and everything that he does, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yep.
I'm trying to. Oh, so you said that you saw John Williams in '99. I don't know if you guys remember this. They released, I think that was the year they released the re-edited versions or whatever of the original trilogy. I think, right. Or maybe it was 97. And in high school and college, I worked at the Malco movie theater on Germantown Road, not the one that's there now, the old Trinity Commons. And the night that The Empire Strikes Back was released, Irvin Kershner watched it at that theater. And if you don't know who that is, Irvin Kershner's the guy that directed Empire Strikes Back.
Of course.
So yeah, didn't get to meet him, but I was about as 10 feet away from him, which was kind of cool. And I don't know what in the world he was doing in Memphis, Tennessee in '97, but whatever, it was neat. So here's a question I heard that someone posed earlier today in another group I'm in. Who's your favorite droid of all the movies?
Oh, that's a great question. Chopper.
I like Chopper a lot too.
Because everything he's saying, he's cussing.
Yeah,
I mean,
Chopper has a lot of attitude.
Yeah, he's got to have a potty mouth. My favorite is K2SO.
K2 is fun.
Yeah. He's just such a smart aleck that you can hear. But yeah, and favorite movie? You got 11 to pick from.
Yeah. The Last Jedi right now. Seriously.
Man, I thought you were kidding when you posted that earlier.
Yeah. I find it to be so rewatchable. Every time I'm just like, I'm excited for what's about to come, and I think it just gets better over time.
Man, I don't know. What about you, Nicole?
I like Return of the Jedi.
Cool. Yeah, you said that earlier today. That's cool. That was
that scene in the beginning, was always kind of like a yes, like. Awesome.
Have you seen the deleted scenes from that where he's putting his lightsaber together?
No.
Yeah, go to YouTube and look at deleted scenes for Empire Strike or Return of the Jedi, and there's a scene where they're in a little cave, he and R2-D2 are, and he's putting his lightsaber together, ignites it for the first time, which I thought was pretty cool.
How have I missed this?
Apparently we don't have DVD version, or I don't know. It's probably on Blu-ray. I have no idea.
Is there a collection of deleted scenes? It seems like there would have been over all of these years where you could find, maybe like an hour of footage that was just never used across all the movies.
I think on Disney Plus, they've got some deleted scenes in the special features section, I think. And then I know on Blu-ray they've got them. But I don't know if there's one. And you can find them on YouTube. They're all over the place on YouTube. You can find the Star Wars Holiday Special on YouTube.
And I know we're doing you can do the sharing on, let's see, how do we share with Disney Plus?
It's called groupwatch. There's a...
there it is, I found it.
Yeah. It's called groupwatch. You can't really interact too much with people when you're doing that. You can, there's like reactions. So if there's something that you see that's really cool, you can do like a little thumbs up, or if it's funny, there's a laughing emoticon. But it's
now how do I invite people?
You have to send them a link.
Yeah, I'm looking for that. I was going to do this. I found it. So there's this new thing that came out today, and I just started watching it, called Star Wars Biomes. It would be some good background visuals for us.
I have not even heard of that. Biomes?
Yeah, it looks like it just came out.
I'm
going to go into the Facebook Live, and I'll share it there with you guys if I can find it.
Cool. So yeah, I got some kind of keep us entertained. I got some of my old. This was before the Darth Vader action figure case, Dustin. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, hold that up again. How do
You see that?
you've kept all this stuff?
Man, yeah. I mean,
Wow.
I can't dump it, but there's actually another panel behind it. I don't know if you can see that.
Look at those.
But
You got like $300,000 there, don't you?
no. These
I don't
things
know
are
what those are worth.
open and in the condition they're in. They're probably worth they're probably worth a little bit more than what I paid for them.
Okay.
But this is the first action figure I ever bought. That's C-3PO. I mean, you can tell he's been worn out.
Yeah.
But the thing that I'm the most proud of, though, is I've had a lot of these since I was a kid, and you can still see that I have the weapons that came with them.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So
Yeah, not losing those is talent.
yeah.
A nerd.
Do you know who this guy is?
No, that's my wife's favorite hat though. She loves those hats.
It looks like a bowl cut. It looks like the who's the old lady in The Incredibles? The little lady in Incredibles.
Edna something.
Edna.
Yeah, it looks like her hair, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
so I hit play on the biome stream, and basically it's just landscapes in the movies to watch. So it's pretty neat. You can put that on while we're chit chatting
I gotcha.
or watching in your spare time. But I'm watching it right now. It's kind of cool. And our meet and greet's approaching its end.
But Nicole can still hang out.
Yeah, Nicole, are you going to hang out for trivia?
Yep.
Come on. So in trivia, we're gonna ask a question, and we'll probably talk about it a little bit. If you have an answer for it, make sure you put it in the comments. I know there's like a little 30-second delay, I think, between when we say something and the comment gets made. So we'll kind of try to fudge our time a little bit. But so go ahead, Dustin. You have the questions.
I do have
All right.
questions. Let me arrange everything I've got going on here.
I have a good trivia question when we're done, and I just found this out today, but it's from the 70s.
The 70s.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Let me.
All right, so while he's getting that pulled up, Nicole, the Han shot first thing.
Yeah.
Now, I totally agree with that, but I get really technical with that. I'm like, no, Han is the only one who shot, so it's just Han shot.
Yeah.
That's what
I was actually looking this shirt up because somebody asked about it, wanted to get it, and they don't sell this one anymore. And when I Googled it, yes, those shirts were popping up. They said only Han shot. So
Right.
that's the new shirt that's out there. So I guess apparently I need to get up to speed and replace. Well, this shirt's getting kind of old. It has some holes. So that'll be my next shirt, I guess.
Welcome, new person.
So we got a legend here, but his name's Brett. He's my buddy in Iowa, right?
Yeah, your fellow bearded friend.
And the
Star
hat.
Wars, Star Wars fan, but not as knowledgeable on everything as you.
That is a handsome hat you're wearing.
Yeah, you inspired me when I started wearing it. I have one with cartoon characters and stuff, but I have so many I've been moving. I've got like 10 totes. I'm like, I found this one. I'm like, I bet you ANDe will be wearing it. Oh, well.
Man,
I was gonna switch it up and not match you, but
no, it's cool. I'm glad you did. And we I'm only wearing the hat now because of Star Wars Day, but it is so hot. Man, it was like 80-something degrees here today, and it's hot. But so we're getting ready to. So while Dustin's pulling up some stuff about the trivia, what's your first Star Wars memory? She's got our R2-D2. There we go. What's your first Star Wars memory, Brett?
begging my parents to go to opening night of the first Star Wars and taking me and then going with me, and they wouldn't. And then a few days later, my sister Stephanie and Pam wanted to see it. They're older by 7 and 9 years. They took it to me during a matinee. Like 3 days later, and we were still waiting in line for tickets like 2 hours before. It was nuts. I'm like, what? even back then, people had the costumes for like the third showing, even standing outside. That's what I'm like. All these people dressed up.
Yeah, well, you got to remember Star Trek was out before then, so nerds have been around for a while.
Yeah, and Star Wars was like a phenomenon. I still watch videos occasionally where they talk about the impact that it had. And when you watch the films, they seem timeless. There's nothing cheesy in Star Wars, and they came out in the time of disco. You know, Lucas could have easily said he wanted a disco soundtrack, and then Star Wars would not be what it is today.
There is a disco song that came out in the 70s about. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Have you got the trivia? Or is the trivia ready?
I do. It's some of these questions are pretty weak, though.
That's okay.
I'm going to start with the easy ones.
Which, by the way, you said Star Wars not cheesy, but you forget about the prequel trilogy.
Well,
that's going to rub some people the wrong way. I said that on purpose.
All right. The first question on this trivia is the young Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker becomes who in Star Wars? We're going to skip that.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a good one. An X-Wing fighter has how many engines?
An X-Wing fighter has how many engines? Y'all know?
Should I type it?
Do what?
Should I type it?
No, yeah, no, you can guess here, but if people aren't on, they can type it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 30 seconds though, because it's a good question.
Yeah. So hang on. So the question is
how many engines, right?
Oh, I can do that. Yeah, I'll put that in the Facebook. An X-Wing fighter has how many engines?
I have a guess, but
Any guesses?
What's your guess? Okay, someone.
I'm gonna guess 4.
So Nicole guesses 4. I'm guessing
My
4.
The simple one will be 2. There was 4 wings, right? No.
4 wings, 1 per wing. Yes, the answer is 4.
Yeah, 1 each side, but I could be wrong. I don't
The answer is 4.
the details that much, I guess.
All right.
The
So
Jedi Council.
hang on just a second, Dustin. I'm showing
sure.
that there's 4.
4?
So all right. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1,
Boom.
2, 3, 4.
There we go.
That's cheating, Andy.
I can't even look at it.
It works, though.
Oh, no. I knew that. Come on.
We're
I knew
relying
that.
on your mental model of an X-Wing, not a physical
Well,
model.
actually, I was so the engines, they kind of look different in a like if you look at the front of the X-wing, they look different on the Resistance X-wings than they do on the
they're different. They're like
the Rebellion.
half or split.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah, they look completely different. They show the full 4. I don't think I've got an old school X-wing fighter. Yeah, that's what they look like.
Oh yes, 4 engines.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to show off my lunchbox.
All right, the next one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The Jedi Council consists of how many members?
I know who's not on the council.
Yeah.
Not me.
I know who's on the council and not a master. So is it how many masters are on the council?
I guess it's how many. No, this is how many count. The council consists of how many members? So I guess that would have to be masters.
I'm gonna guess 12 because that feels like it would fill that circle well.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my guess too.
Yeah.
13 if you count Anakin.
I don't think anybody counts Anakin.
I don't either.
Poor guy. All right, yeah. The answer is 12. What were Luke's aunt and uncle's jobs on Tatooine?
I know that one.
Yeah, that one's
Brett, Nicole, do you know that one?
They're farmers?
What kind of farmers?
Ah!
Do you know Brett?
I'm clueless, bro. I just joined in to listen to this stuff and have a good time.
They don't have any occupation.
I tell you what, I'll have no answers other than to tell you I've seen the first 3 Star Wars movies, and then I was the same way with Rocky. And after they started coming out after the 3rd, I'm done.
You're done with it.
I haven't watched anything else since the 3rd one.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So,
but I love it and I enjoy the hell out of it. Obviously, I got a Star Wars hat, but I'm not like totally into like who is relatives with who and names to everything. No, I'm a little more so with Star Trek.
gotcha. All
All
right, so
but not that bad, and
Dustin,
a little bit of Battlestar Galactica. But that wasn't on very long, so there wasn't much to know.
Dustin, I'm going to shoot my shot with the answer to that question. They were moisture farmers.
Yes, that is correct.
Whoa.
1 gold star for ANDe.
And I don't have a little play set of them right in front of me farming moisture, so I'm not cheating.
No humidifier?
no humidifier, no barbecue.
All right. This question I thought was really simple, but it really caught me off guard. How many languages is C-3PO fluent in?
I know the answer to that one, too.
I didn't even know he was fluent in multiple.
Oh, my God. Brett, you got to get off here. Sorry.
It ends in 1,000.
Sorry.
I know.
It's a
I don't
bunch
know
of
any.
numbers, thousands.
I'm learning.
I don't know an exact number, but I know the range because I don't remember him saying an exact number. But give it a few more seconds. We only got 2 other people watching, so if they want to chime in now. I even remember the line. My name is C-3PO. I'm fluent in more than 6 million forms of communication.
It's over 6 million. That's correct. For some reason, when I think about that question, though, it's really hard. I don't know why.
And he won't speak. He won't speak Sith. He knows it, but
right,
he won't. He knows it, but he won't speak it.
All right.
How many languages does R2D2 know?
They never said that in canon. He only speaks 1.
That's what I figured. I was just wondering. It wouldn't surprise me if he was fluent in many different.
So all right, I'll go ahead, and this is a prequel trilogy question.
All right.
Which character is partially named after George Lucas's son?
Oh no, man! I've heard this one, but I don't know it. He said partially named.
Partially named. Oh yeah, I do know that.
Oh man. Can you give a hint which movie it was in?
I can. First, I'm going to look up the names of his children, though.
Okay.
Oh, where do we find a list of George Lucas's children's names?
I would, yeah.
George Lucas.
I've heard that before over the years, and I just can't remember.
Okay, Amanda, Katie, Everest, and Jet are the name.
Jet? Is it Django?
That's really close.
Boba.
It is from Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. So it's not Jango Fett. Not Boba Fett, because he was around before George's kids were probably born. So Amanda, Jet. What are the other 2 names?
Everest and Katie.
Is it the dude that was in the little diner? Oh man, what's
That
his
is
name?
correct.
I can't remember his name though.
Kit Fisto?
No, he's a Jedi. This is the big fat dude that was in the diner. That he's
got like 9 arms and stuff.
Yeah, what is his name? Tell me his name.
Dexter.
Yeah. Yep. I remember he had kind of a weird, like, normal. Dexter was kind of a normal name. Anyway, I got to remember that now. Dexter Jetster.
Yep.
Okay.
How many dewbacks were in the original 1977 theatrical cut of the first Star Wars movie?
2.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna say 2.
2 is correct. Nicole
All right.
gets a gold star.
Once when they were in the desert, and once when they were is in the background, I think in Mos Eisley. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Yep. Let me keep up with everything that's going on here. How are those gold stars treating you guys?
How's what?
How are those gold stars treating you?
What, from getting all the questions right?
Yeah.
They're good. They're good. I have one fewer than I think I should have, though.
Yeah, you probably do because they're
I know.
arbitrarily assigned.
I know.
Which species stole the plans to the Death Star?
So it's different depending on if you're talking about Death Star 1 or Death Star 2.
Yep.
So imagine you're talking. Okay, so the first Death Star, we know we've seen that, right?
Yep.
So those are going to be humans or humanoids. But the tougher one is the one from Return of the Jedi, and since that's Nicole's favorite movie, she should know the answer to that question.
Nicole will get this one right, and you'll get 2 gold stars.
All right. Well, I can hear her voice, but I don't know if I've ever repeated it back. It's like Gunthans.
Ooh, you're close.
Yeah, you are really close. You keep trying. Hey, I'll go ahead and give you 1 star. 1 more to go.
It begins with a B, and it ends in THAN. You're missing 1 letter now.
Just tell me.
Bothans.
Bothans. That's
Bothans, yeah.
Yep. And they look. Have you ever looked at them? They look. I think there was one that was at the end of The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, I think.
Is it really? I
think.
don't know if they've ever. And I was wondering if ANDe is going to show Bothans because it's a new series, and because they're supposed to be spies.
Right. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
What kind of trooper is introduced at the beginning of Rogue One?
Oh, I know that one. The black one.
Yep.
Actually, I have an action figure of one of those around here somewhere.
Yeah. I might have one of those also.
Y'all know that one?
Is there a name for it?
Yeah.
Did
It's
say the name in the movie, or is this like you'd only know if you bought the toy?
Yeah, I think you'd only know if you bought the toy.
I'm trying to remember. Were they in any other franchise as far as Star Wars goes?
No, they're just in Rogue One because they are the director's personal security, and the director oversees all the experimental stuff, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. I just couldn't remember if they were in like a cartoon or something, but I guess not. So they're. You want me to answer it?
Yeah, go ahead and answer it. I have a tidbit about them.
Let's hear the answer.
They're Death Troopers.
It's a cool name.
And I don't know where I heard this, and it's not true, but I remember reading that they were necrotic. They were actually somehow animated dead.
Huh? Kind of like wasn't Grievous kind of like that?
Yeah, something like that. It's not canon, so I don't know where I got that bit of information from. But it's interesting. It's an interesting factoid. I have a small collection of Star Wars art books where they're in pre-production. They draw all these pictures and stuff of maybe we'll make this, maybe we'll make that. And maybe I got it from there. I don't remember. Anyway, next question. This one's pretty fun. This is a good question. I think this one might stop ANDe, unless he has a model of this on his desk.
I might.
Who kissed Leia first, Han or Luke?
Who kissed Leia first, Han or Luke? Does that mean getting a kiss or?
I don't know.
Lips touching or?
Yeah, lips have to touch.
Both lips have to touch.
Not one.
There we go. Both lips have to touch.
Okay, so that would have.
Wow, that's a weird way to put it, but yeah.
Well, both people's lips have to touch.
Oh,
Is that what you're saying?
4 lips have to touch.
Yeah, 4 lips.
Not one lip from 4 different people. It has to be anyway.
2 and 2 equals 4.
So we got all right.
Just like
so
4 people with their top lips coming together. That's weird.
So the question is who kissed Leia first, Han or Luke?
Nicole, you look frozen. No, you're back. Are you okay? All right.
I'm good.
I was wondering if the question scared you or something.
She's.
I'm having trouble placing in the timeline the
I am
different
too.
scenes.
So in A New Hope, Han and Leia were nowhere near each other. They really couldn't stand each other the whole movie. And Luke, she kissed Luke on the cheek right before they swung across the chasm. Your favorite scene or the first scene of Star Wars you remember. And then in Empire Strikes Back, she lays a big kiss on Luke at the very beginning to make Han jealous. So I'm going to go with Luke.
Luke is the answer. Luke is the answer.
Another gold star, ANDe.
I have a picture of it right here on my desk.
I really hope you do.
I don't. But I might get one after that.
Hell, I took off my Star Wars hat and put on the Red Devils hat. I don't know any answers.
Go Red Devils.
Yeah.
Go Red Devils. All right, come on.
This is a question only Nicole will know.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What does AT-AT stand for?
Why would I know that?
I don't know. Question for everyone. What does AT-AT stand for? Anyone?
I know that, but it's because when I had to look it up a couple days ago. I don't, and I know what it stands for, but I feel bad because I know what ATST stands for, and I know what AT-AT stands for now. But and I knew it, I just couldn't remember it the other day, and I had to Google it for some reason. But it stands for All-Terrain Armored Transport.
Correct. All-Terrain Armored Transport.
Yeah.
Nicole, you don't know that one? All right.
He does
Unless
now.
they said it in the movie, I probably don't know it.
Gold star for Nicole for being a team player.
There you go.
What odds does C-3PO give Han for successfully navigating an asteroid field?
3,762 to 1.
I'm going with.
Very close. Very close.
I was going to say I'm going with that because of her confidence on that question. Man, I don't remember that.
I'm going to go ahead and give it to you even though it's wrong. 3,720 to 1.
Oh my God,
man.
so close.
You missed it by what was your guess?
Her guess was 3,762 to 1.
Oh man, you missed it by like what, 42?
Yeah.
One number though. I got 3 of the numbers right. It's like
No one would.
right? They're just out of
Yeah,
order.
you were like almost there.
That was good.
Was that actually a guess?
It's like I can hear the scenes in my head, so I'm just trying to repeat them, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Let's see. Wait, we lost somebody. What happened?
Yeah,
to
he stepped away from his chair, so I just took his image off the screen. He's still there.
I'm going through these questions. Some of them are just too easy. Like Count Dooku is also known as who? That one's too easy.
Christopher Lee.
Yes. Oh, what's the name of the planet the clones were made on?
I know that one too. You hear that name a lot in Bad Batch.
I bet you do.
I should know it, but I can't remember it.
I'll give you a hint. It's pronounced the same way as a car that was popular back in the 70s that had the word L in front of it, E-L. Like an L.
El Ranchero.
Not,
Ranchero, Star Wars planet.
Yeah, they are not from Ranchero.
El Dorado?
No.
They're from Dorado. Oh, that does sound like a Star Wars planet.
That could
Dorado.
be. That could be. They're from Camino, but with a K. With a K, not a C. Who are all the clones modeled after?
Jango Fett.
Yeah.
What is the largest annual pod race on Tatooine?
Oh man, I know that, and I had my shirt on yesterday. I was wearing the shirt for that.
I don't know.
Do you know? Oh, I need to get back to comments. I don't see anyone. So I believe it's the only name that I know of a pod race. It's the Boonta Eve pod race.
It's the Boonta Eve Classic. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So we were watching. My wife and I just rewatched. I think the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy. We haven't made it to the sequel trilogy yet. But you know, the original trilogy, they went back and added a bunch of digital scenes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And after the horrible singing scene in Jabba's palace, you see Sebulba walk across the back of the room.
In Return of the Jedi, right?
Yep, in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
He's pretty discreet and in the back, but I thought it was a very nice touch to put him in there. Which is the kind of touches that I guess I like if they're going to tweak it a little bit. It's very cool. All right, this one, here's the super fan question here. You've got to be a real fan to know this. What day is Wookiee Life Day?
420.
No.
I just threw it out there. Didn't figure it was.
What day is Wookiee Life Day?
December 1st?
Man, I know.
Do they even have the same months?
Yeah, I mean, what kind of day are you looking for here? Is it like the first day past the full moon of whatever on Kashyyyk, or?
No, this date is very specific.
Is it December 25th?
Yeah, it's something like that, and that's not the answer.
I saw a Life special that was all about Life Day. I don't remember what the date was.
November 17th.
Okay.
So this question I know nothing about, which surprises me. I didn't even know this was a thing, and I might have to Google this.
What is it?
What language are the words written on Darth Vader's chest piece in? I've never noticed there were words on his chest piece.
Buttons. I'm sorry, or something.
I didn't notice that either.
Oh yeah, look. There it is. Well, how would we know if no one's ever even noticed that?
Is it the basic Star Wars language?
No, that would be Arabesh.
Right.
And it looks like in episode 6 they are.
Huh.
So I'm questioning.
Sith?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna guess. I guess Sith.
Oh no, it's not Arabesh. What? That's crazy.
What is it?
It's an ancient Hebrew.
Really? On Darth
Yeah.
Vader's chest?
Yeah, I'm gonna share the picture in the.
What does it say? Does it say, loud and silent mode?
I don't speak ancient Hebrew.
Well, surely someone's translated that.
I don't know.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's weird. All right, hold on. Let me update the group with this. And
I'll be right
Got
back.
my lava lamp going with totes in the background.
Of course, since it's Star Wars Day, we've got to, mention about Anakin hating lava lamps, I'm sure.
Hey, I'm a lava lamp lover, bro.
Yeah, those things are pretty cool. So what are you finding out what it actually said?
no, I'm having trouble with the Facebook thing.
Here, hang on.
Well, let me. Here's an image.
I've looked at Darth Vader like replicas. I never saw language when I was checking them out, but it may have not been authentic replication. So I could be wrong.
This says ancient Hebrew, which is crazy.
What I just Googled it, and it says that it, according to one widely cited translator, his armor reads, "His deeds will not be forgiven until he merits." The vague message seems to thematically appropriate given the character's eventual redemption in Return of the Jedi.
Weird. Well.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
I never knew that.
I did
And
not
I'm
know
frozen.
Yeah. We lost Andy.
Yep, I'm frozen. Can you hear me?
We
Yeah.
can hear you. We can hear
Yeah.
you.
I
And
thought maybe we lost him to the bathroom. He's been drinking a little bit.
We'll wait on.
I've seen his tumbler going up.
We'll wait on you, Andy.
Well, we lost him again. At least I can't see him. He was there for a split second. Is he coming back? That boom!
No,
There he
we
is.
can't hear you.
Yeah. I was figuring it was a bathroom break, but I could be wrong. That'd be a pretty quick one, though.
Got some dead space going on here. Oh, yep. Welcome back, Andy.
Cool. All right, what else?
All right. We learned something new about Star Wars.
Seriously, that's cool.
What is the other name for the Imperial probe droid?
Man,
It
I don't
says-
know that one.
It says Probot. Never heard of that.
Oh my gosh. No, I remember hearing that name when I was a kid. I didn't know that was
wow.
actually even a thing. I mean, I remember that back in the 80s hearing that. I hadn't heard that word in Probot. Yeah, gosh. I mean, yeah, it makes sense, but yeah, I would not have remembered that. But I remember it now.
Let's see. I got to keep up with this group. Where was Luke Skywalker originally headed to pick up power converters?
Dagobah City.
What?
Dagobah was where Yoda was.
Oh. Sorry.
That's okay. You can't lose gold stars, fortunately. Anyone?
I know it.
All right. Andy, what is it?
But I was going to go to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters.
Correct.
Yeah. Tashi. I got one while we're waiting. This was mine that I just found out today. What network was the Star Wars Holiday Special aired on?
ABC.
No.
That was
You only
it.
have two more. You only have two more you can guess.
Public television.
No. Okay, 3 more. Now you only have 2 more.
Peacock? The
CBS.
Peacock?
CBS.
CBS. Okay.
Yep. Okay, now, if you can tell me this, I'd really be surprised. What television show did it replace when it aired?
Alf.
What?
Alf.
Oh no, that wasn't until much later.
Mork and Mindy.
No, it was a superhero show. I'll give you that.
Oh,
Superhero show.
Wonder Woman.
No.
Hulk.
Do what? What'd you say? Yeah, Hulk.
Wow. The Hulk.
Yeah, the Incredible Hulk. So yeah,
Green Man.
One of my fraternity brothers.
I said Hulk and I almost said Hogan. I'm like, no, just
No.
man, Green.
So yeah,
Not
they.
fun.
I had a fraternity brother who, when I asked the question today about what your favorite Star Wars movie was, he was being a smart aleck, and he said that about it being the holiday special. And so I posted the link to YouTube. Well, I watched like the first 5 minutes of it, and it's awful. But it says tonight's showing of the Incredible Hulk will not be seen due to a special broadcast or whatever. When they used to do that, now they just stream it all. All right, sorry, Dustin. Did you get to where you were going?
Oh no. I think the trivia is great. Let's see. This one's pretty good. What 2 sectors does The Empire Strikes Back take place in?
What 2 sectors?
Space sectors. Yep.
I mean,
I think they say both of these. Huh.
and I know Hoth and Cloud City, but those aren't sectors. Those are just places.
Yep. Let's see. Hoth and Bespin are in one of these. Yep. Sure enough.
So are Hoth and Bespin Bespin and Cloud City
Are in the same sector.
Pretty much the same, yeah. So Hoth and Bespin are the same sector?
They're in the same sector. Yep.
So there should have been. I mean, the only other place that Empire took place in was in that asteroid field, and Dagobah. Was Dagobah in that sector?
Let's see. Dagobah is in the other sector. Yep.
So they each have different sectors, though. They actually have names.
Yep. And I'm going to say them, and they're going to sound familiar. The Seleucus sector and the Anoat sector.
Man, I don't. Wait, what's the first one? The Celestus? Seleucus. I know one of the alien creatures. I know one of the alien creatures species is Celestin, but I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll try to remember that. Celestus and Anoat.
Anoat, yeah.
No.
Seleucus.
Apparently, I didn't know that.
So I think, does Luke mention the Seleucus sector? Because they talk about that in the movies where he's talking to R2 and R2's like, no, we're not gonna rendezvous with the others. We're going somewhere.
Right. I don't know. I'm gonna find out though. God, that drives me crazy.
The other scene where they're looking for a place to go. That's how they come across Cloud City. They're like, where are we? And we're in the Anoat sector.
Yeah, okay.
I remember them saying that.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a map of the sectors, and there are a lot of maps. And
yes,
it's not easy to find, really.
I can't find a quote stating the Seleucus sector, though.
I found all the trade routes of the galaxy.
Oh, cool.
Not what I want, though.
All right. Who's the only Rebel pilot to survive all 3 movies in the original trilogy?
The only Rebel pilot to survive?
All 3 movies in the original trilogy.
Did Wedge?
I think I know that one. What'd you say?
Did Wedge die?
I think it's Wedge.
It's Wedge Antilles.
Yeah, because I know Biggs got killed, and Porkins got killed.
Yeah.
Well, Luke didn't. But yeah.
Oh
Wedge.
yeah, we could. I guess you could say Luke, huh?
Yeah.
But Wedge Antilles, and there we go. It's 8 o'clock, and we've worked. I've got this is around 150 questions, and I think we did
couple handfuls.
Yeah, that was fun. Definitely learned more than I thought we would off of those. I tried to find a list that didn't have a bunch of the same stuff. I'm glad I did.
Yeah, that was cool. I loved learning that about Darth Vader's chest plate.
Yeah, I had no idea about that. And then it's time for the official announcements discussion, which I don't think there were any official announcements. So this is just an open-ended section where, like I said earlier, we kind of expected a trailer or something like that today, and there was nothing like that today. And I thought, well, that's where we would discuss this. But I guess not.
Nah, well, so they did release Bad Batch today, which I can tell you, I could not wait, but it was amazing. I really liked it. The clone. I'm not giving any spoilers.
Who dies?
I'm not giving spoilers, but I do know that it takes place. It starts at the beginning of the beginning of Bad Batch is at the middle of Revenge of the Sith, right after right during Order 66. And but it's really cool. A lot of it takes place on Camino. That's how I remember that one so easily. And so then upcoming things that they have, I can't even remember, but I know we talked about ANDe, and then they've got Ahsoka and the Book of Boba, or the Book of Boba Fett, and then Kenobi, and then. So which one are you guys looking forward to the most?
All of them.
All of.
I do like Ahsoka. I guess I'm less excited for Ahsoka. In some ways, I'm kind of disappointed with Boba Fett. I really just wanted Boba Fett to be like a brain in a jar. Like, yes, he survived, but he's just a mangled, shell of a person or something like that. I'm glad they're back, though. I think it's exciting. It's fun. And it gives it just the right combination of something new with nostalgia, which I think was a misstep with the sequel trilogy.
And what about you, Nicole? Do you have a favorite?
I mean, I'm curious, with the way Rebels ended and what's his name going off to wherever, if she's going to go looking for him and kind of that tie-in.
Yeah, there's rumors that the Ahsoka series could touch on that, because she was the one that came back and got Sabine to go look for, I believe you're talking about Ezra and Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah.
And so Ahsoka's the one that came back and got Sabine so that they could go look for, at least go look for Ezra. So there's a lot of, there's some talk that might be part of the story arc in that. So which I think would be cool.
And they may have, there's rumors that this one guy is going to be cast as Ezra. And he looks perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the guy that played Aladdin in the Aladdin movie.
Okay, yeah. That would be.
Mina Massoud.
I always thought that Ezra looked like Aladdin from the cartoon, so it makes sense that they would use the same. I mean, I'm serious. Yeah, and then so you said that about Boba Fett. One of the things that frustrates me about Star Wars now, but it ends up being okay, is this idea of bringing people back from the dead. I think it opens up way too much. Like, Darth Maul got sliced in half, and then they bring him back in Clone Wars. And it was really dumb, I think, how they brought him back. But once they did, they could develop his character, because they didn't develop him at all in the movies.
Right.
And then they so like now with Boba Fett, he obviously died. He got trapped in the Sarlacc pit, where he was going to have an excruciating death over the course of 1,000 years of being digested.
Yeah.
But then he comes. But see, they didn't develop Boba Fett either. You look at anything Boba Fett did in the original trilogy. Really, all he did was transport Han Solo to Tatooine. That was it.
Yep.
He tracked him down. He did find him. Okay, he did that. But he wasn't this cool bounty hunter character. He just looked cool.
Yeah.
I often think that Lucas and whatever was going on was a lack of skill was a part of the magic, is that he could create things that there was just enough presence to capture not your imagination, but not enough presence to screw up the story, right? So in a sense, he was creating all these background characters that never got attention, and that just caught our imagination because he wasn't necessarily that great at what he did.
Or those characters got our attention too much, became fan favorites, and they're like, oops, did we kill that person?
Yeah.
We'd make a lot of money if we brought that back.
I thought for a while that they would bring back Boba Fett, and he would be, he wouldn't have legs, and he would be a kind of a, not Darth Vader, but a sort of brain in a jar kind of approach. Much less of a man kind of thing. But I guess that's a little too similar to Darth Vader.
My buddy Victor said that we're not reading the comments, but I don't see anything from him.
I do see some of them, but only after I refresh the screen.
Yeah.
And
so Victor, I'm sorry, man. I've been looking. I just don't see anything. I've got a feed on my end that shows everything as it happens, and I'm seeing everything that you're putting out, Dustin, as you type it. But yeah, and then they did that. So them bringing Darth Maul back, then bringing Boba Fett back, then they bring back Palpatine, and it's just like,
I don't even know if I want to talk about that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Palpatine was like one of my favorite villains because he was such a puppet master, and if you were gonna have a super ability, it would be to be a puppet master, right? To just make things happen. And I used to think he was the coolest villain, but not anymore. I didn't want to see him come back.
Not many people did, I don't think. And then the twist about Rey being a Palpatine, and then she decides to be a.
That doesn't bother me too much, but
it's still Star Wars. That's the thing. I'm not ever going to complain about getting new Star Wars content. I'm just going to be a little irritated if it looks like they kind of were lazy about the writing. But
lazy
it's still
might be a good word for that.
Maybe. I don't know. I like mine better. My scenario of who Rey was, Han and Leia, they were married, or I guess they at least had kids together, but Han left. And then maybe right before he left, they got together one last time. Leia got pregnant. He left, had no idea. Because if you remember in the Force Awakens, she and Han had like this connection. They were finishing each other's sentences. She knew how the Millennium Falcon worked, or, acted like it, did some stuff without him having to tell her, and it worked. So it just seemed like there was a little bit of a connection there.
It could have been, she could have been Han's forgotten child or something.
That's what I was saying. Like he and Leia got together, and then he jetted and didn't know Leia was pregnant. Leia never told him because she didn't want to hold him down. And anyway,
I was kind of thinking she was kind of born the same way that Anakin was. So it was like kind of the two sides balancing.
Well, so Anakin was a product of Darth Plagueis, right?
I don't know if there's a canon explanation for it.
It really seems like that's what they allude to.
It does allude to that. You're right.
That Darth Plagueis could create life as he, looked long and hard at Anakin.
Right.
And then Darth Plagueis, of course, orchestrates Palpatine's demise.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a meme. All right. Hang on.
So something that is fun about Star Wars is they give us just enough information to kind of make our own conclusions, and that excites me.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. All right, hang on. Let me. I want to show you this. We were talking about Anakin, and can you see that?
Wow. That's definitely.
Just took a turn. I'm sorry.
I'm not offended.
So yeah, I'm not sure how much weight the Bill Cosby being Anakin's father theory would hold, but it's out there.
Let's take a look at StarWars.com and see what they have today. Do they have the Bad Batch? Yep. Oh, okay. So there is this new this Simpsons crossover today. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Yep. The Force Awakens from its nap with Maggie Simpson.
That sounds funny.
So
we need to check that out.
Yep. Do you guys know about the High Republic, which is books only?
Yeah, but aren't they talking about making a trilogy out of that?
I don't know. We'll see. They really need to make the Revan stories. If you know anything about the Star Wars, the Old Republic, that's a fantastic storyline.
Darth Revan.
I'd love something on that.
It is so good.
It's really good.
He's the one that had that really cool mask, right?
Yes. And what about the Mandalorian? I mean, everybody likes that, don't they?
Man, I tell you, the best scene of all of Star Wars to me was Luke's flying in to rescue Grogu. I mean,
yes.
I have a fraternity brother that I watch. We would stay up till 2:00 in the morning when that show would drop every Friday, and it wasn't like we were talking or anything, but when that happened, I texted him immediately. I'm like, dude, you got to call me as soon as the show's over. And we just totally geeked out over it. That was so cool. And I don't, and it was so amazing to me. I didn't even realize how bad it looked. I still don't even think it looks that incredibly bad.
I can't help it. I'm watching it and I'm amazed and I'm just like, they couldn't do better. This looks like shit.
No, I mean, yeah, it doesn't look the best, but I mean, come on.
Well, we have to. Something that we have to stay grounded in is that Star Wars has always been about pushing their technology as far as they could.
Right.
Like, the prequel trilogy has its problems, but those problems tend to be because they were doing the best they could with the tools that they had, which were early digital tools.
Yeah, and they made it.
They're trying to do that with Luke. They don't want to fake it. They wanted to recreate it. They didn't want to just take his face and stick it on somebody else. I think they wanted to do something with their tools.
Yeah, they. What was I going to say? They did a lot for CGI. I know.
Yes.
And in fact, I think Revenge of the Sith was completely filmed in a studio. There was or it was computerized. There was no outside shots like there was in the Phantom Menace or in.
Yeah, they were like the first big digital movies, if I remember.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's easy to forgive them a little bit for making it look too cartoonish in spots. But yeah, there's a lot of groundbreaking technology there.
So I don't know if Luke is fully like hand drawn or what. But no, he doesn't look quite right. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, his mouth looks weird when he talks, and he doesn't have any facial expression other than the fact that his mouth is moving. There's no, like when you talk, you move your eyes a little bit and stuff. And now, what do you think about this? I've heard this. And I've seen this. There's a huge fan movement to have Sebastian Stan play Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, why not?
I think that'd be great.
Everybody wants to know about Luke's Jedi Academy. Everybody wants to know what happens to Grogu now.
Right.
Yeah.
And I want to see
100% yes.
I want to see Luke do more of the really cool stuff like what he did at the end of The Mandalorian.
Yes.
You know, I just want to see him just lose his mind. You know, kind of like what Darth Vader did at the end of Rogue One. I mean, Darth Vader, that was about the most ruthless you've seen him, just by himself against 20 people it seemed, and he just tore him up. And anyway, so yeah, I wish they would come up with a series about Darth Vader where he just goes nuts. And there's actually a book called Sith Lords that talks about right after, I think it takes place right after Revenge of the Sith, and it's like the first few missions that Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine sends Darth Vader on. But it talks, the first chapter talks about Darth Vader's not costume, outfit, armor. Talks about Darth Vader's suit and about how it's designed to keep him alive but not keep him comfortable. So he's always in pain and always channeling the dark side to help.
Right. Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, it's so dark. And I think that's one of the things that I like about Darth Vader. He's my favorite character of all the movies, and I think it's because he went from being this cute, good little kid to this evil, probably the most evil person in the universe, and then was redeemed. And I kind of like that I like those story arcs. I kind of feel like that. One of the reasons I like Bucky so much in the Avengers is because of that. He was such a good guy in the beginning, and then he was so incredibly evil and ruthless, and then gets redeemed. So yeah, I like that. I like when that happens.
I think I hated that in the prequels, movies that we don't speak of.
It's okay. I like the stories.
The writing and the character development for him was awful. He went from kind of being an angsty kid to like killing a bunch of children. Like there was kind of like a part that was missed. And I feel like Clone Wars did a really good job. The animated show did a really good job of filling a lot more of that in to show the dark side growing within him. And that was really good. That filled in a lot. So I feel like I'd like to see more of that, more good writing about Darth Vader in his arc, his story arc.
Well, and that's one of the things that they if you've ever heard of the machete order of watching the movies, and it's one of the reasons that they take the Phantom Menace out is because it really doesn't have much value to the rest of the saga. And it takes out Anakin being this cute little kid, and you see him, and he's this teenager in Attack of the Clones. And then you can see him getting angrier and angrier in that movie, and then it just kind of leads into Revenge of the Sith, and then he's just, that's when he loses it. So you don't see him becoming as this little.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but I like the Phantom Menace. It's where you get introduced to Darth Maul, and some people would argue you get introduced to Qui-Gon Jinn. I was not a fan of Qui-Gon Jinn. I think that's Liam Neeson's worst role ever. But
I love Qui-Gon Jinn.
I thought he was so cheesy. Man, but I mean, he looked cool.
And Qui-Gon Jinn's my favorite Jedi.
Oh man, well, I'm sorry. We can disagree. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm very open to disagreeing.
Yeah, but
Qui-Gon did what's right, no matter what he was told. He did what he believed was the right thing to do, and I dig that. I identify with that.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I love the character. Sorry.
I'd like to see more depth in Obi-Wan, because now that we're talking about this, I feel like Obi-Wan was always kind of like still the apprentice almost. Like he wasn't as wise as Qui-Gon Jinn, and he always kind of seemed to be losing control of his Padawan, and I just felt like he wasn't ever super solid in like his decisions or what he was doing. Things were out of control. And so I think, more of his story arc would be very interesting too, because I mean, I want to say he's powerful, but at the same time not. Like, you know, he gets lucky and kills, you know, two very powerful, not kills, half kills who happen to stay alive, two very powerful Sith. But yeah, his show, I think that'll be really good to see more of him.
Yeah, but he got beat. He got beat twice by Dooku.
Yeah,
like easily.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you're saying he's a tool?
I feel like he's just, you know, he's just there. He doesn't stand out as
okay.
Super awesome.
So Dustin, you're saying that basically Qui-Gon is the Steve Rogers of Star Wars?
I think so. Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
I would agree. That's cool. Yeah.
Maybe he is a little flat as a character, but
no, I liked Qui-Gon's character. It's not the character in and of itself. It's just the way Liam Neeson portrayed it. I thought the writing for the prequels was pretty bad. I mean, all those people are great actors. Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor, Natalie Portman, Hayden Christensen, Christopher Lee. They're all great actors, but man, the
writing was awful.
Yeah, it was bad. It didn't. I mean, they're all good. I mean, you look at Natalie Portman in the Avengers movie or in the Thor movies, she's fine. Any other movie she does, she's a good actress.
Yeah.
But,
is that a cat?
Do I know?
Is that a cat?
Yes. And he's purring. Yeah.
Let's see if I can get.
But yeah, so no, go ahead, Nicole.
I was going to change the subject.
Yeah, go for it.
I was just thinking, you know, we're thinking of Jedi, and I mean, I love Yoda so much, and we didn't get to see much of him in, you know, the original 3 movies. So being able to go back and see him, and then everything in Clone Wars was amazing. And then even seeing him show up in like ghost Jedi form, like in Rebels and stuff, so that with Grogu is just really fascinating, and learning more about that race I'm excited about. I love Yoda.
That was what I liked the best in, I think, The Last Jedi was either Luke and Kylo's confrontation at the end, or when Yoda came and destroyed that where those Jedi books were.
Oh yeah.
Yoda knowing that they weren't in there, you know, but he's like cackling like a witch, you know, and laughing at Luke, and yeah, I like the way that he was. And that's what the main beef that I have with The Last Jedi is I don't like the way the original characters were treated. I hated that Luke was this hermit. And it's just, okay, well, that's just Yoda. You know, it's just that he's exiled himself for a different reason, but he's still this hermit that pretty much wanted to be left alone. Leia doing that stupid force flying thing through space. Man.
Leia had powers. That's the first time we get to see Leia.
I know, but why is that the power they chose?
Well, because she's in a very life-threatening situation. So her powers personify or come out, and she does something a little incredible.
See, you're more the optimist here. I'm more the Ryan Johnson wanted to put his stamp on it and disregard what.
I'll say there's a few things, you know, like Leia flying kind of like a Superman thing. Could have been done a little more tastefully. Maybe it was more of a floaty kind of thing or something like that.
She should have just pulled the ship towards her.
I think Kylo versus Luke should have been a really awesome fight that Kylo just could never land a blow. I mean, he didn't, but it only lasted a few moments, and it should have lasted a bit longer.
Sure.
So those are a little personal taste things. But overall, give it a watch again. I think you might find that it's a lot more fun than you remember if it's been a while. It's a lot of fun.
I did. I went back and rewatched them, and I liked them better the second time, and I wasn't as thrilled the first time. So you're right. Watching them again is better.
Now, I do really like The Force Awakens. I think it sets things up very well, and it's a lot of fun. And it feels the ending, you're very optimistic, and you feel like, wow, all this cool stuff is going to happen. And it kind of just doesn't with 9. 9 just kind of fizzles out, unfortunately.
Well, okay, so I liked.
Who squeaked?
I think one of my dogs has a toy. So I liked 9, and I know if you look over the past couple of weeks, I had a little theory about what age range people like the different trilogies and what order they like them in. It's not that I didn't like The Last Jedi. I just thought that they should have treated the original characters differently. But yeah, I like 9. Okay, I like the fact that they kind of made Luke redeem himself, and it was just fun. No, I can't hear anybody. There you go. I can't hear anybody. I don't think. Yeah, okay, I can hear you now.
I'm just shaking my head.
Okay, and then so I mean, I liked it.
I'm really used to work calls and staying on mute most of the time.
I just wish they'd, and this is where you get into the different generations of Star Wars fans. There's people like me that grew up with it, watching it in the theaters, playing with the toys, dressing up as the people for Halloween. Kind of before the cosplay thing took hold really seriously. And then you got people that grew up, like Nicole, grew up watching them on VHS. Their first exposure in a theater was in the late 90s. And then you've got people that are younger whose first experience is the sequel trilogy, who like them just as much as I like the original trilogy. But the people like me wanted to see our heroes treated well. We wanted to see them age well. We get that there's going to be some tribulation they go through, but man, Luke ending up the way that he did, just so dejected. We've heard that story before. Princess Leia or General Leia, whatever, her flying through space, whatever, I can get over that. That's not a big deal. That's just one thing she did. They did a good job with her the rest of the time. But man, I was really irritated with the way they made Luke be this way. He just didn't care. He spent all this time learning how to use the Force to become a Jedi Master, and then he goes into exile.
Yeah. We don't know what happened between 4, or I guess 6 and 8. We're not really clear what Luke went through.
Sure.
I do feel like he was kind of maybe seen as like this Messiah type character at the end of 6. And after years of that, you kind of realize you have to tell people, no, that's not me, and just disappear,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I understand it sometimes. I definitely get what you're saying, though.
Well, and I think he alluded to that when he starts talking about the hubris of the Jedi. Who said that about the Star Wars Trivial Pursuit game? Y'all see that? None of that. I don't know who said that. It just shows up as Facebook user. So this is obviously a person who's watching it in the group. And I need to figure out how to make it a little more apparent next time we do something like this, because there's a process you have to go through. You have to give StreamYard the ability to see your name and stuff. But anyway,
I have that Trivial Pursuit as well, and it's old, like probably in the 90s they made it, and nobody will play with me either. And the only person that can beat me on it is my brother. So.
Well, I don't know if I want to play with you because you've seen all the questions.
Well, I have hardly seen all the questions, but yeah, it is only about the original 3.
Can you imagine having that job of creating questions for Trivial Pursuit? Can you imagine the kind of nightmare the job that would be all the time?
Did you? I'm sitting here trying to think. It's not like, what was the first word spoken of any Star Wars movie? I'm pretty sure it was.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. There you go. Man, and I hate to
I
do
did that
this.
off memory. Wow.
I'm probably gonna have to drop off here in a minute. My son's got band camp. I didn't know that when we put this together.
That's fine.
But
This has been a lot of fun.
oh, there you go. She's got the special edition.
Wow.
Is that it?
Classic trilogy.
So yeah, we should do that. We should do that on here. Make sure that we can do like a trivia night or something, just kind of for fun. And
I do have the Star Wars role-playing game if you guys are interested in doing something like that.
man, I don't know if I'd have time.
You can do 3 hours every other week or something like that. Maybe.
There you
Squeeze
go.
that in. It's hard to do with adults, but you can play all that stuff online now, and it can be a lot of fun. It'd be a lot like this, but with some storytelling going on.
So I do need to drop off, and I'm sorry. I hate that. I thought I was going to have a little more time. Is anyone going to be, or either one of you guys willing to lead the streaming something? Hang on just a second. Hang on just 1 second. Or I'll be right back. Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. I can hang out a bit longer. I've always have work stuff to review.
My R2D2 timer thing for Trivial Pursuit activated and was making noises. I was like, what is going on?
Are you local, Nicole?
Yeah.
I know everyone in that group seems to be local. You have a lot of Star Wars toys. That's cool.
Do.
All right, I got a few more minutes. But yeah, I heard someone say you have a lot of Star Wars toys. Who are you talking to?
Mm.
Did you get something else?
No, I was just looking through the Trivial Pursuit. A lot of these questions are easy, but then it gets to the wild card, and it's like more about like who directed or wrote or did the voice of, like more of that. What commander was portrayed by Eddie Byrne? Commander Willard.
While we're talking about that,
Random.
Ben Burt has been a hero of mine for a long time. I'm a huge Ben Burt fan.
Ben Burt. This one just had Ben Burt on it, who created the unique sound effects used in the movie trilogy.
Yeah, Ben Burt.
What are the chances of that?
I know. It was like the two cards are pulled.
Yeah, so R2D2 was an ARP 2600 synthesizer. I have a lot of synthesizers. I do not have that synthesizer, but
Yeah, and you know how? Do you know how he got his name? How R2D2 got his name?
no.
So it has to do, I guess, with the movie reels, but it's Reel 2 Dialogue 2.
Huh.
So if you know anything about movies, go look. If you don't, go look that up. I have looked it up and forgotten it as many times as I've looked it up. But yes, it stands for Reel 2 Dialogue 2. I'm not sure if that's how they named R5D4 though, but I know that's how they named R2D2.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so all the sound effects were just fascinating to me as a kid. I'm still not really clear on how they make C-3PO. It's supposed to be like two tapes played simultaneously, and one of them they're dragging with like they touch with their finger, so the phase keeps shifting.
For his voice?
For C-3PO's voice,
Mm.
yeah. Because it has that kind of phase modulation sound to it, but it's not
Interesting.
there was no phase modulation in the 70s. That kind of technology wasn't a thing. And then like the laser blasts are like the tight cable that comes off of telephone poles.
Yeah, taking a hammer to it, right?
Yeah, they took a wrench to it or whatever. Chewbacca is a bear. The TIE fighters are an elephant.
Oh, here's one. What does What does the word tie? What do the letters in the word tie stand for?
Nicole.
I don't know.
Do you know that one, Dustin?
Of course I know that one.
What is it?
I'm your co-host. I have to know that. Twin ion engine.
Yep. Twin ion engine. Yeah, I'm trying to, but a lot of people think that it might have gotten its name originally because it looks like a bow tie. I can't remember. There's a trivia thing around that it was named that, and then they came up with what it stood for after the fact, I think. Because it
Hold
looks
on
like
a moment. I'll be back in a second.
I mean, come on. Doesn't that look like a bow tie? Kind of. A little bit.
Very much so.
Yeah. Might be kind of cool to have a bow tie that looked like that had the wings and then a little cockpit.
I bet that exists somewhere.
It's got to. If not, it's going to be invented tonight. Because that would be a money maker. So, yeah. So, I'm trying to remember. I was thinking of something else. Star Wars related.
I got to thinking about droids, and I was remembering the droid that was in Knights of the Old Republic, and I had to look it up, and it's HK-47. He was the one that said meatbag all the time.
I have no idea. That's going to be in the books, right?
It was in the video game.
Or the video game, yeah. I'm trying to remember. I don't have, the only video game experience I have is whatever came out on the Nintendo 64. So it's going to be like Shadows of the Empire. Ooh, Shadows of the Empire. Have you guys read that book?
No.
So that takes place in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And I hate it, and I understand why Disney had to do this, but I hated that they threw everything out except for the movies and the cartoons. But it was awesome. It was a book, and they poured so much into it. It had a soundtrack. Like you could go buy the CD that had the music that went along with what happened in the book. But anyway.
Yeah.
This is
The Force Awakens. Gotcha.
And so this is the art of The Force Awakens, and because it's almost entirely pre-production images, so it's stuff that was never used. So here is it's a gigantic book. The TIE Fighter Graveyard.
Oh, neat.
I'll have to show you this book in person one day. It's got the it's got Kylo Ren's before he was Kylo Ren, he was supposed to be a grave robber, and it has like images of him in here before he was Ben Solo, and these red Star Destroyers. Yeah, check out the red Star Destroyer.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And it's Doug Chang, who is one of the lead artists for all of that stuff.
Why would they? See, that would have been pretty cool for them to have had the red Star Destroyers in The Rise of Skywalker, because they had the red Stormtrooper, or the red Stormtroopers and the First Order troopers, whatever, the Final Order troopers, whatever.
Well, you don't want to use everything. You can't use all of your good ideas, because then you have no good ideas left, right?
Right. Well, I mean, it was the last movie of the trilogy. Come on, let's put it all on the table. They already had like 100,000 ships show up to help Poe Dameron out.
Yeah, they did. Oh, that was a fun scene. I don't know how many ships are in that scene, but there's a lot of them.
I've been wanting to like pause it and see if I can find any of the ships from like any of the cartoons or shows or anything. Because in one of the movies, the Ghost was in, maybe it was Rogue One. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
From Rebels. Anyway.
So I really do like, you go from The Last Jedi, where they say no one is coming, to, Revenge of the Sith, where everyone shows up. I think that's really cool.
Oh, you mean The Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah, The Rise of Skywalker. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it goes from no one is coming to everyone is coming.
It's because everyone liked Lando.
Yeah.
People didn't care for Leia too much, but Lando, they were still mad at her for that flying thing, you know, in the movie before.
Lando is very charismatic.
Well, they do show that, you know, they're kind of decimated in The Last Jedi. There's very little hope left with, you know, 13, 18 people.
Right.
What are they really going to do?
Right. And then, but yeah, so and the thing that was cool about Lando, him being such a swindler and gambler and everything, you know, you kind of got to wonder if there were people that didn't owe him favors and he just cashed in all of his chips at one time. I don't know if that's true or not, but I like to think that it is.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
could be like a folk hero, like, you know, the mobsters from the 50s and stuff that would buy the entire neighborhood Christmas dinner,
right,
stuff like that. And maybe it was he's just a folk hero.
So I posted a meme in the group a couple days ago, and I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was like, it said something like, I have the feeling the entire Star Wars fan base would have preferred a 75-year-old Harrison Ford playing his younger self and just out of sheer stubbornness pretend that he was 20. I don't remember. You have to go back a couple days and look for it. But I'm like, oh my gosh, that is exactly how I feel. I mean, it's like, so number one, I think, so did you guys both see Solo, I guess?
Yeah.
What'd you think? Did you think it was a good movie or?
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
Yeah. All right. It's my top 5. It's number 5 in the 11. I really liked it. And, but it came out like 5 or 6 months right after The Last Jedi. You had such a big division in the Star Wars fan base, whether or not that was a good movie or not, whether or not Rian Johnson ruined the franchise. And then I think you had a lot of people that kind of protested Lucasfilm and didn't go see it. It's like, you know, screw that. They didn't do what I wanted them to do in The Last Jedi. And I think it's a lot better movie than people give it credit for. I think they're holding it against Lucasfilm unnecessarily. I don't know.
I think I need to go back and watch it again. I think I only saw it in the theater, and that was the last time I saw it.
It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and I really liked how you see the Millennium Falcon the way it was, you know, when it still belonged to Lando.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I like the way you saw that how it got won, how Han beat Lando for it. And I do like the fact that you could tell all the people that hadn't seen Clone Wars when they look at the end of it and you see Darth Maul in it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I thought this took place right before Star Wars, but Darth Maul is alive in it, so it must have taken place before the Phantom Menace." It's like, oh, you hadn't seen Clone Wars.
You know what? I did. I watched it before I saw Clone Wars.
Did it confuse you when you saw that?
Yes. Or it was like, what? He's alive? What's going on?
How did this happen?
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, so I'll have to go back and watch it.
You can dig through Star Wars leaks, which I think I dropped a link for somewhere.
Yeah, I saw that.
There was a lot of talk about the Solo thing being a trilogy, like a Crimson Dawn trilogy.
I definitely felt like it was going somewhere.
Yeah, because they were supposed to be going to Tatooine to meet Jabba.
Yeah.
At the end. That's pretty much what they announced that they were going to do.
Right.
And Kira going on her way and everything. Darla? Come on, Darla.
Well, guys, I hate to do this. I do need to get running. But let's do this again.
You know, it's almost 9 o'clock. I think we had a great run.
Yeah. And the trivia was fun. That was my favorite part. But but yeah, definitely want to. I'll reach out to you guys, and if you guys want to do the group watch for
if you guys want to try some group watch or trivia again, or the role playing game, let me know. If you, I mean, we're all adults. I'm sure we all have reasonably consistent schedules, and we can plan a bit of time every couple of weeks or something like that.
Yeah, we'll make that happen, and I probably will try to watch some of the Bad Batch later. I'll see if anyone's still interested in doing a group watch, but if not, we'll do it for the next episode for sure.
Okay.
Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was a good
All right.
time.
See you later,
Night.
Take
Nicole.
care.
See you, Dustin.
All right. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye.